Now to Capitol Hill, where Republicans are skewing the IRS commissioner about everything from Lois Lerner's email to the IRS rehiring tax cheats.
Today, will you admit that you misled this committee, the U.S. Congress, and more importantly, the American people, just like Ms. Lerner was doing, just like Mr. Schulman was doing? Will you admit that you misled the Congress and the American people?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think you misled them?
No.
Between 2010, January, and September 2013, the IRS rehired 7,000 employees. A great jobs program, and we're always delighted when people are employed, but the question comes from my people as to why over 800 of those 7,000 rehired IRS employees were rehired with prior substantial employment issues.
The bulk of those employees are temporaries or seasonals who are hired for 4 to 6, 8 months a year, depending on the time.
And joining us our political panel, Hill's A.B. Stoddard and the Washington Post, Aaron Blake. A.B., almost every week we see the IRS going up there, and just the display and showing what they do to the American people, it's disgraceful.
Well, this investigation has been going on for a very long time. The administration has not given the Congress the information that the IRS has been asked for. We had a big story this week. You know, Bob Cusack, my editor-in-chief, submitted Freedom of Information requests to the Treasury Department's Inspector General for Taxation, asking for 512 emails many, many months ago. Not one came back. They said it was personnel privacy issues, some interagency issues, and finally the fact that there could be some legal proceedings underway. There are absolutely no known criminal or legal proceedings coming against Lois Lerner that we know of, but still her emails can't come. What you see both in their responses to requests for information and in their testimony on the Hill is they've absolutely bought the idea the American public isn't paying attention to this. The administration can keep on focusing on other problems, that everyone's on to ISIS or Ebola or what's going on with the NFL or Benghazi, but certainly not the IRS.
You know, Aaron, it just enrages me because I know there's so many good Americans working really hard to, run their businesses, put food on the table, educate their kids, and then this IRS does this too much. Your newspaper published an article about the rehiring of people who no one in his right mind would rehire for a business. People who had poor performance at the IRS are rehired now.
Right, and you said that there's kind of a continual progression of things that come out. Also this week we're talking about the IRS apologizing for having basically seized the assets of small businesses who they suspected of doing this thing called structuring, basically trying to avoid disclosure. They apologized for that today. They said that that was not the right thing to do. They're going to change how they're doing things. So basically, Republicans have a pretty decent case here that there have been a lot of missteps going on in this whole thing, and they just kind of are trying to put that together in a narrative that's going to show and get people interested in this again.
But the problem is, this is the town of no consequences. It is unbelievable. I mean, all the things that go on with the IRS, whether they target people, is that there are never any real consequences. And I think that's what upsets the American people. And when I listen to the commissioner, I know that everyone says he's a great guy. I don't see any fire in his belly for the American people. None. I mean, no one ever considers what the American taxpayer goes through. It's all about, well, we're trying really hard and all that. Well, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it for the American people. They have to put up with this stuff.
I think that if you look at the scandal at Veterans Affairs, the president put someone in to clean up who was credible and effective and has quieted the problems there for all we know. He's obviously providing oversight that's required. I don't know how many people have been punished, but and how many consequences there are. But that was obviously of more political concern to this administration than the IRS situation is, or it would have been cleaned up and it would have been quieted by now.
John Koskinen has been before this committee now several times. He's had that exchange with Jim Jordan many times. Clearly, he's tired of it, but it's not good optics.
You know what? I'm tired of the no consequence. That's what I'm tired of, and I think the American people are. But I'm taking the last word on that. Panel, thank you.